Hey everybody, how are you doing? Welcome friends and welcome back to my channel. Week 5 and I promised myself that I was going to do one YouTube a week and here I am. I can't believe it. So I'm still trying to figure out what this channel's content's going to be all about, but you guys know what? We're just along on this journey together. Again, not quite sure what it's going to be about, but I do know the one thing. I want it to be a great community full of laughter, authenticity, and just creating some incredible friendships. So let's just start today where we're going to call it Where Faith Meets 59. How about that? I think I've done that for a couple weeks in a row. And I decided last week that until I figure out what the content's going to be and I have some good conversations with you all, that I'm just going to kind of show you my journey, what I've learned so far. I'm a full-time engineer. I work 50 to 60 hours a week. So having time to learn AI and a bunch of new technology and then sticking with my commitment to myself to do one a week is something I want to balance in a leisurely way and a way where I can still keep that life balance work. So, and hopefully reveal my next passion. So, I am talking about today Clipchamp. I talked a little bit about that last week. And what I learned this week, it took me about, I would say over the course of 2 nights, 15 and 15, maybe 30 minutes, maybe 35, 40 minutes after I fine tuned it. And I learned this week how to really be good at dragging in text and adding filters and effects to text within Clipchamp over my audios, and then how to I just do a little section at the end on how to upload it to your computer. This is going to be a short week simply because I had tons of guests in town over the weekend with my two grandmas, or I should say my two moms. We just call them our grandmas. My mother-in-law and my mom. We brought them into town to spend some time with our chocolate lab, who is 14 years old and getting up there, and they're very, very close to Grandma, and they haven't seen each other in a while just because she can't travel to the farm anymore, and she's not good at traveling any distance whatsoever. So we had a wonderful weekend, and I did what's number one in my life, and that's my family. God first, family number two, and so we just spent a lot of family time together, bonding and just lots of laughter. I love to laugh. Honestly, that's probably, besides being authentic and real, it's it's right up there with my number one reason for doing this channel. So with that said, I'm going to be moving on to the first segment here, and welcome to the first segment of Clipchamp and bringing in text. Bye-bye. All right, everybody. So here we are in Clipchamp, and this is where I'm going to talk about how to add text and some fun little things to your videos. Again, this is what I've learned this week. Pretty simple. Just I'm not one to follow tons of tutorials. I did watch one guy. I can share his link down below. I think it was maybe 3, 4, 5 minutes a couple times, and it was a really, really good starting point. So let's go ahead and get going here. So today I'm just going to add a new twist. Last week I talked about how to create your own video, or what I should say is a video that you've made, in my case with my phone, and then downloaded. But I thought I would try something just a little bit different this time, and instead of create a video, let's just take one of these templates down here. And I chose welcome to my channel. So hopefully everybody can see my cursor down here. I'm going to click on welcome to my channel, and I'm going to use this template. It's free, and you'll know if there's a charge. So now it's downloading. So now here we are in this whole timeline editing screen that I discussed last week. And to simplify this and to keep this so simple, because that's what I need to do each week, again, just because I work full time, 50 to 60 hours a week, and it's summertime, so I don't want to be on my laptop when I get home. So the first thing I'm going to just delete some stuff here. We can talk about this later, but this is how you do all your editing down here. Everybody see my cursor moving down here? This is what they're called, the timelines, and I'm just This particular template pulled in some music. That's the top timeline on top. It pulled in some text. And then here's the actual video. So I'm going to just simplify this and highlight anything in purple. You see this purple line out here. And then I'm going to hit my delete button. So that's gone. And now I don't want this text yet. And I'm going to hit my delete button. So that's gone. So now all we have is this simple little video down here. If I play it for you, you'll see it going up here. It's a whole whopping, looks like about 8 seconds. Okay? That's just what I brought in. Okay, so move my timeline all the way over to the beginning. And the first thing I want to show you guys is how to add text, because this took me a little bit to get used to it. But I guess with Clipchamp, kind of think about every time you add something, whether you add text or you add music, that you're going to get this new timeline each time. I'm not going to talk about music or audio this time. I'm going to strictly keep it to text. So over here in your right pane, actually, I'm going to go over here and get rid of everything. I had already did this stuff on my timeline, but I like things simple. So you guys always know your three dots are your option to typically delete, remove, and edit. So I'm going to delete this one. Yes, I want to remove it. And then I'm going to delete that text, which I already did down below. I've already deleted it off my timeline. I just want to get it out of here too. So now you guys see what I have in my left pane is exactly what I have down here. That's just how I work. I'm a very simple girl. I like to visualize things like that. So now let's just pretend I want to add some text. So the right-hand pane the left-hand pane over here, there's a text option. Everybody can see it right here. You put your timeline where you want to start it at. Let's just say I want to start it at 0.4 seconds, okay? So I'm going to leave that right there. Then I'm going to hit my text. I'm going to choose which one I want. And today for now, I'm just going to choose bubble. So down here on the left pane. I'm getting everything backwards today, my goodness. And I'm going to hit plus. And you can see it added it right where I had my timeline right there. And that's where it started at. But let's just say I only want this. I don't want it for, however it put it look here almost 6 seconds. I don't want it for 6 seconds. So I'm just going to go ahead and highlight it. And I'm going to drag it shorter. Let's just say I only want it for the first 3 seconds of this video. So I'm getting as close as possible to 3 seconds. And there it is. So here's my video. Here's my text. Now I need to go, I don't want to have the word bubble in there. So now I need to go up here and put my little toolbar where I have it highlighted to, and then you just click up in here and you can put in whatever you want. And in this case, I'm just going to put welcome. And you can adjust the sizes right there. You can adjust the font. Let's just make this a 40. Oh, that needs to be a little bit bigger. Let's go with let's try a 64. That looks pretty good. And actually, you can just drag the box too to make it bigger. So there we go. So and you can drag and drop the text box anywhere you want. Kind of cool how you can do that. Pretty intuitive. Okay, so now I'm just going to show you if I go down here and drag my cursor all the way to the far left and hit play. You guys, now watch it up here. This is your actual video. You can see it's going to go for a little bit. There's the welcome. And there it is. Okay, so that's really cool. And you can add more. Let's just say I want to add another one after that. So again, here on the left pane, let's just say I want to use the button text. I'm going to click it and I'm going to drag it here because that's where my bar starts at. But you notice that I have two timelines now, two additional timelines. I don't want that. So I'm going to drag this down here, if it will let me. We'll see what's going on here. I'm going to drag this up here. It's a total drag and drop game, you guys. That's all it is. Sometimes those additional timelines show up, and just delete them out. So now you see I have the welcome text here and this new button one that I just added. And if you look up on the screen up here where it's buffering at, it says button. Well, I don't want that. So I'm just going to call this next phase. Okay. And I want it a little bit bigger. And I want it down here. And I don't like that text. So let's just say I want something crazy like that, even though that's kind of hard to read. Let's do Oswald. Let's do whatever. Let's just try that one, okay? So now if I go down here and play the video, drag it all the way to the far left and hit the play button. There's the welcome. And there's the next phase. And you guys can make these as long or as short as you want. So that's kind of cool. Like not right now, I'm just shortening up that next phase. And we'll go here and we'll play it again. Welcome. And next phase, and the rest of the video, that template that I drug in. It's really, really actually kind of fun to play with. So there's that. The next thing I wanted to show you are just some fun little effects you can give your text. The first one I want to show you guys is, let's just say I want to add some fun, jumpy little, I don't know, special characteristics to this next phase text. So I highlight it. And then over here in the right pane, it's called Effects. And there's all kinds of different things you can play with in here. But I've had some fun with Pulse. So now, because this is highlighted in purple, it's going to apply a pulse effect. And I'll show you how that looks here. And you can mess around with your speed. You can mess around with the amount, which I don't really understand what that is yet. So let's just go with speed, which is intuitive. And then if I drag my cursor all the way over to the left, and we start it again, there's our welcome. And now you see the pulse on it. Let me back that up again. I'll just drag this all the way over here. And just notice how it's bouncing. Okay. So that's kind of cool. And you can play around with all kinds of different effects to that. The next thing I thought that was kind of cool is, let's say I want a fade in, fade out effect. Let's say I want that on my welcome. So over here on the right is a fade icon. And again, you have to highlight the area that you want to be affecting here. And you can choose either a fade in or a fade out. So let's just say I want this to fade out at, it looks like it's 2.7 seconds. So I want it to start fading out at 1 second. Let's just go 1.2. So there, I've applied that. So now if I hit our play button, see? Now it fades in, fades out, and there you got the pulse. I'll do that again so you guys can all see it. This is kind of cool. It's actually, like I said, really fun to play with. So here we go again. All right, there we go. There's the fade, and there's the pulse. So those are fun things to play with. I think I'm going to leave it as simple as that for now, because next time I'd like to talk about how you can add actually audio, some music and special effects that way, which would just be another timeline here right on top. I'm at the bottom of your screen. But I guess I just encourage you guys to play with it because it's pretty user-friendly. Sometimes you get extra timelines up here that you just got to highlight and delete out, okay? And that this is your little friend right here. I'm calling it the cursor. There's probably another name for it, but this is where you start what you want to view and end what you want to view. And last week I talked about if you want to cut it short with the split icon right here. So that's all I have for now. Thank you. Bye. Okay, so now here we are, and I am going to show you how to export this after you get done playing with all your text and different fun effects on the Clipchamp. So what you do is, everybody can see my cursor here. All right, you go over here to the upper right, export. And I always choose the 720. That's smaller files and faster export. I did the 1080 once, and that took quite a while, like way too long. So I guess as we grow and we get bigger, that's an option we'll have to explore. But for now, just choose the 720. And then you can see the videos uploading. And once it uploads, which that was extremely fast, I know, because I shortened the video. So like a 15-minute video, you'll be waiting a while, probably 5, 6, oh, probably 3, 4 minutes. Anyway, I shortened that video to be like 20 seconds. So then you choose the option to save to your computer, and then you guys go ahead and save it to wherever you want in Windows Explorer. That simple. Okay, I just wanted to show you guys that really quick.
Until next week, God bless and go shine. As a great friend once told me, extend grace.